What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tune In Breakdown podcast, where I tune into the music and break down what it's all about. My name is Luke Tucker, and we're going to have a good show today. Hello, and welcome to the Tune In Breakdown podcast. My name is Luke Tucker, and we're going to have a good show today. This is the very first episode that I am recording, and so I'm very excited to be here. A little bit about myself. I am a junior college student at the University of North Alabama, and I am a mass communications major. And so this podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to break down some new music. We're going to go over the instrumentation, the lyrics, the story of everything. Then we're going to give it a rating and give you some recommendations if you happen to like this kind of project. Our first episode is going to be covering a brand new EP that was recently released by the Georgia-based emo folk duo Hey Nothing. This EP is called 33 Degrees. It's 5 tracks long, only 15 minutes, so it won't take up too much of your time. And yeah, let's jump right into the review. So to tell you a little bit about Hey Nothing, they are a Georgia-based emo folk duo comprised of members Tyler Mabry and Harlow Phillips. Their earliest song on Spotify dates all the way back to 2021, so they've been making music for at least 4 years now. They are inspired by acts such as Modern Baseball and Pine Grove, so if you're into those two groups and groups of similar sound, then you should definitely give Hey Nothing a listen. Now, they have gained popularity on social media apps such as TikTok, where they have 287,000 followers. Multiple TikToks that have reached over 1 million views. Let's jump right into this review. So the first track is titled Sick Dogs, and it sets the stage with themes of anxiety and isolation. The lyrics reflect a restless, spiraling mindset with repeated phrases such as, you know, emphasizing a struggle to articulate that inner turmoil. The line, sick dogs don't die for free, suggests suffering comes at a cost. It hints at the difficulty of letting go. Now, musically, the song is very tense and energetic at the same time. It mirrors the narrator's unease with a restless buildup that never fully resolves. This flows into the next track titled Barn Nursery. This track dives into the feelings of regret and longing, with the speaker lamenting about missed chances and wondering if they could have changed the past. The line, I would have watched you grow up at night and never have to say goodbye, is especially heartbreaking. It reflects the desire to rewrite fate and to hold on to what was lost. The repeated lyric, waiting on the same light, reinforces a feeling of being stuck in memories. Musically, the song is melancholic. It allows the weight of regret to sink in with a looping structure that mirrors the cycle of overthinking. The next track is my personal favorite on the EP, and it's titled If It's Not, which it features another Atlanta-based group by the name of Lighthearted. It's on this track that the EP shifts towards uncertainty and resignation, and it has the narrator questioning the control over their life's outcomes, searching for meaning in chaos before surrendering to time with the phrase, if it's not all right, it will be in time. The second verse reveals deep-seated insecurity as doubts are buried rather than faced. Now, sonically, this song is softer than the previous tracks, and it seems more reflective. It marks a moment of exhaustion rather than relief, almost like an emotional sigh after feeling long-winded frustration. This is then followed by the title track of the EP, titled 33 Degrees. It uses the image of thin ice to symbolize pushing forward despite almost immediate collapse. The speaker clings to determination, and this is evident in lyrics such as, I'm not going back even if it cracks. But rising stakes. They're on the ice, they're the county out of rope, suggesting impending disaster. The repeated line, it's 33 degrees, is chilling. It reinforces a fragile transitional state in the narrator's life. The number 33, it's also a play on the melting temperature of ice, with ice melting at over 32 degrees. And so what this could symbolize is that the narrator is close to the breaking point, but still holding on. Sound-wise, the song is tense and it's atmospheric. It has an almost pulse-like repetition that builds suspense, and it captures the feeling of waiting for something to break. And this leads us into the final song of the EP, titled Death Song. It's a haunting confrontation with finality and with loss. There's burial imagery that suggests a desperate hope for renewal, but the realization in that, and this comes in the line, "You'll decompose before you start to grow." It acknowledges that some things just don't come back. There's the repeated plea, "Why won't you wake up?" It's heart-wrenching, and it signals the last stage of grief. The instrumentation on this is eerie and it's intimate. It feels like almost like a funeral procession with very sparse, lingering melodies. It'll leave you sitting in the weight of it all, and it'll have you contemplating some things. This EP, 33 Degrees, is an emotional deep dive into grief, regret, and acceptance. It uses imagery of cold, instability, and nature to tie its themes together. Starting with Sick Dogs, which is a restless portrayal of anxiety and stagnation, before shifting into Barn Nursery, which grapples with longing and missed chances, followed by If It's Not, which leans into reluctant acceptance. The title track, 33 Degrees, acts as the breaking point, holding on to confidence even as everything threatens to collapse. The EP closes with Death Song, which is a haunting realization that some losses are permanent. Musically, this whole thing moves from urgent idle rock to somber alternative, with emo folk all in there. It's got tense build-ups, atmospheric shifts that mirror the weight of its emotions. This results in a raw, cathartic exploration of how hard it is to move forward when everything feels like it's slipping away. I thought this EP was absolutely beautiful, and if you're a fan of deep, introspective lyrics as well as the emo folk sound, I would absolutely give this a listen. I would rate this an 8 out of 10. I genuinely really did enjoy this. Now, if you're looking for some recommendations, some that I'm going to throw your way are From Here On Out, a 2016 project by Lighthearted, which was featured on the track If It's Not. I would recommend Hey Nothing's first album, We're Starting to Look Like Each Other. And finally, if you want to see a group that they're kind of inspired by, I would suggest Everything So Far, a 2014 project by Pinegrove. Thank you for tuning into this album with me, and thank you for letting me get to break it down for you guys. If you want to see more of me, I'm on Instagram at LWTucker. I'm on Facebook under my name, Luke Tucker. You can visit my website, tuneinbreakdown.weebly.com, in order to view full episodes. And this podcast is going to be wherever podcasts are available, so if you have a specific program that you prefer, chances are it's going to be on there. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in with me, and thank you for letting me break down the music for you. My name is Luke Tucker, and this has been the Tune In Breakdown Podcast. We'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in with me. I'm Luke Tucker, and this has been a breakdown of the music. See you next time.